Hey everyone, this is the Bowl 9 open forum. I got some topics that I wrote down, put down. There's gonna be our thoughts that Nikki Cross gimmick coming back, came back at Monday Night Raw last night. I'll give my thoughts on that. Maybe if if I get anybody on here like Eric or Guyton or Malik, they'll give their thoughts. So I'll see what their thoughts is. I also want to see their top five. The idea, like the technical wrestlers, black wrestlers, and black male wrestlers, black female wrestlers on here. Give it, see there what there are, their top five. You know, but on here on this episode, it's I'll perform basically. I'm gonna give my top five. Let me top five on favorite top five comedy acts in wrestling. Top five my top five managers. My top five managers in wrestling. Top five wrestling managers. So I get my top five on that. Top five. That's basically it. The top five managers, top five comedy acts. And one of my thoughts on Kanye West getting dropped from Adidas. I'll show you our video that he been dropped from Adidas due to his outbursts or due to the stuff he say like about Jews and what black like he's talking about white lives matter and stuff like that. So I get my thoughts on that. What else did I put? Hmm, let me check. I believe that's it. Outbursts. Yeah, it's basically it, and more. Maybe if anybody come on here, give more thoughts on other things. I know our boy Guyton like to talk about other things. I was gonna give my thoughts on like this Peter Gilmore stuff situation. I don't know what's going on with that one. I gotta check more videos on that. But I was watching a video of that about Peter Gilmore, somebody from Big Boy, about Peter Gilmore. I don't know what he did, but I get my thoughts on that next episode because I might do these every week or every other week. These Bloodwater episodes. If anybody comes in, if nobody comes in, um, it's open forum. Or these whatever. So it was just probably just be me talking. So um, my thoughts on Nikki Cross gimmick coming back. Oh, before I ask you my thoughts on that. What's coming up? More videos come up. I'm gonna start doing gameplay. I'm gonna start playing some games. Um, gameplay WWE 2K22. I'm gonna start playing some UFC games. I don't need to play other games. Lately, as you've heard, the only game I play is wrestling games. So I'll be doing gameplay of that. Then there's as I plan to do more gameplay on the Jim Morgan TV channel, and I plan to do me singing, videos of me singing, and I'm thinking of just doing videos of me of my drawings, just showing the video, showing it's basically showing how I drew it, basically how I drew the just, just show it a video of it of all my drawings. Maybe one video of all my drawings, but I plan on doing that. I'm planning on working on my drawings, so that's something I plan on doing. And so there'll be videos of me singing, and also on the Brothas channel, I'll be also doing the like I did my thoughts on the certain YouTubers. So I'll do more thoughts on YouTubers. I got some people in my mind that I want to do my thoughts on. So I do a video on that, videos on that. Other than that, that's all. That's coming up on my Jim Morgan channel and the Buzzword channel. You of course you see Eric posting videos. I still call him Eric. I know his stage name is Guyton, but I still call him Eric because I'm still used to that name in his stage name. But he still he don't call me. Good thing I like he don't call me by Eugene. He still call me Gino. So um, these are the only people I like to call me Gene. Eugene is probably my parents usually because they came up with the name. It's my dad's middle name, so they who named me that Eugene Walker. But I like Gino better. I like my stage name better than Eugene, is my real name. But so my thoughts on Nikki Cross coming back. I'm glad the gimmick's coming back. It's a good thing. I'm happy. I like the Nikki Cross gimmick. I like the Nikki Ash gimmick. Just because I like the booty she's showing. I mean, it's tights and that she was wearing. That's the only reason I like the Nikki Ash character. But that's about it. I did watch. What I did was watch football. Last night. Uh, good. It was a good game. Good game, but Bears killed the Patriots basically. So I turned it to Raw, and I just saw the end of it. So I might turn to Raw when it's the boring game, or if it's game that is a one-sided game where the one team just destroys the other team. So I might turn to Raw for that. Cause I'm more of a wrestling fan than I'm more of a football fan. I just like to watch football because I like to watch football, NFL and football, NFL and wrestling is what I like to watch. But so that's my thoughts on Nikki Cross gimmick. Now I'm gonna give my thoughts on Kanye West, but first I'm gonna show a video of them Nikki Cross, and then Nikki Cross, but this is my thoughts on Kanye West being dropped from Adidas. I'm gonna show a video first.
Sportswear giant Adidas announced this morning that it's ending its partnership with Kanye West in the face of growing pressure.
The rapper, who now goes by Ye, was recently dropped by his talent agency, CAA, after making a series of hateful and threatening remarks, including that he would go, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. That comment is a reference to U.S. military readiness, and it got him suspended from Twitter. Media group MRC said yesterday it would shelve a documentary it had already finished about Ye. The attention turned to Adidas after this video of Ye wrapped up more than 4 million views a few days ago. Take a look.
I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
So let's bring in Jonathan Greenblatt. He is the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. Jonathan, it's good to see you again. So I guess, what do you think of Adidas' decision to drop Ye? Do you think maybe they should have done it sooner? They faced a lot of pressure.
Well, look, Emma, I appreciate you having me this morning. I think first things first, like, now what? This is what. So it's important because DL, all forms of hate. And the reality is that there have to be consequences when someone engages in this kind of anti-Jewish rhetoric. This is happening at a time when anti-Semitism has reached historic highs in the U.S. There was a record number of anti-Jewish hate incidents last year. The community is alarmed. And so for an entertainer like Ye, with one of the largest platforms in the world, he's one of the most popular people in public life. I think making these statements and spreading this slander and anti-Semitism, there needed to be consequences. Yes, I would have liked to have it happen sooner, but I'm glad it happened now.
Jonathan, Yair Rosenberg had an interesting, and I'm paraphrasing here, what he's talked about in his writing. I think it was first reported in the Los Angeles Times. He warned about this catch-22 for Jews, that if you say something, if you call out anti-Semitism, and it results in any kind of consequences for the anti-Semite, the bigot can just use that as evidence for their anti-Semitic worldview. And I thought that was incredibly profound and also disturbing to me, that by calling out anti-Semitism, you're actually in some ways, and it's counterintuitive, but you're fueling anti-Semitism.
Right. They're going to be like, look, they're shutting down Kanye West.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, look, anti-Semitism needs to be understood as a conspiracy theory. It's kind of a warped world view about how things work. And it centers the Jewish people, if you the nucleus of all that are wrong. And so to your point, it claims the Jews have too much power. And then when people protest and those kinds of comments are kind of penalized, it confirms the conspiracy for the anti-Semite or the bigot. But whether it's coming from right-wing extremists like the white supremacists who hung signs on an overpass on the 405 freeway this weekend, whether it's coming from radical Zionists on college campuses, or whether it's coming from public figures like Kanye West, the reality is anti-Semitism has no place in public life. It can come from all sides. It can be politicized. It can be weaponized in different ways. But like anti-black racism or anti-Asian hate, anti-Semitism needs to be called out clearly and cogently. So bravo to companies that have now stepped up and pushed back on Kanye. And I hope this sends a signal once and for all that this is simply unacceptable.
And then what do you say to people who say, listen, Kanye's been really open about his mental health issues. He has, a diagnosable condition. Perhaps he's on medication. Perhaps he's not. I don't know his sort of medical background. But, some people have brought up the fact that he has been diagnosed with a mental health issue.
Yeah, I don't want to stigmatize or minimize mental illness in any way. And I'm not a clinician, so I'm not able to diagnose what his particular situation might be. But illness is not an excuse for intolerance. And when someone like Kanye, who has hundreds of millions of fans around the world, claims that, quote, Jewish scientists are trying to control him, or that, quote, a Jewish underground media mafia, whatever that means, is trying to get him and manipulate him, and that, again, he wants to go DEFCON. Think about this. DEFCON 3, he says, and this week we remember the anniversary of the Tree of Life shooting, the most violent anti-Semitic attack in American history, when 11 people were shot and killed in a synagogue in Pittsburgh. Now, again, Kanye may have his issues, but when you make wild inflammatory claims, when you incite people to violence, we've learned the hard way as a Jewish community that we've got to be vigilant in the face of such threats, because it just takes one deranged person of his 31 million followers on Twitter, or again, his hundreds of millions of fans around the world, to say, if the Jews are out to get Kanye, I'm going to get them. And there's just, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, whether it's Gap or Adidas, whether it's CAA or MRC, no one should be in business with bigots who refuse to acknowledge the pain they're causing and only double down when asked about it. I just think there's no place for that in society.
Jonathan, I also am disturbed by the fact that when people call out anti-Semitism and people talk about the historical antecedents that the Jewish people have faced, this is not new for Jews around the world to know and to see the warning signs, because, and I think often people think, well, hey, let's not talk about World War II, or let's not talk about the Nazis because that's ancient history. But for Jews, it's not just World War II. It goes back 100 years before that, 500 years before that. It goes back to Jews being expelled from every major European city. I mean, the history. I'm not shedding any light here, but that even calling out the historical antecedents to what we're seeing today in the United States gets people in trouble, right? And I thought what was remarkable to me is the Holocaust Museum in LA, and Jonathan, you know this, reached out to Kanye West and said, hey, we would love to educate you about the Holocaust and why your words are hateful and bigoted. He rejected that reach out to him. And then the Holocaust Museum tweeted this: since we invited you to visit us at the Holocaust Museum in LA, we've received a tremendous amount of social media messages and comments, some filled with hate, threats, and vitriol. Others were saddled with hurt and yearn for further discourse. In other words, people attacked the Holocaust Museum just because Kanye West said he did not want to come and visit.
Yeah. Vlad, you're right to point it out. I mean, this is the kind of conundrum when I believe, not in cancel culture, but in counsel culture. I think the right thing to do when someone expresses anti-Semitism or really any form of bigotry is to kind of embrace them and explain why what they said is wrong and educate. That's the only way we get through this, not just one-on-one, but as a society. That being said, Kanye's response to an open, I think, authentic invitation was, at best wrong-headed. And at worst, again, it incites violence when you minimize the trauma and the real history, as you're talking about, that Jews have experienced across cultures and different countries over time. And now bring it forward to today, anti-Semitism, anti-Jewish racism, it is the canary in the coal mine. And when you normalize this kind of hate, not only is it threatening for the Jews, who are the most attacked, religious group in this country, it also opens the door for other forms of bigotry and hate. And so I think what's scary at a time when the country is more polarized than ever, at a time when extremists feel emboldened, we have Christian nationalists running for office openly, who would obviously exclude other faith minorities from their America, if you will. When you have, again, radical anti-Zionists trying to exclude Jews on college campuses all over the country, when you're in this very frightening moment, for someone like Kanye to reject the efforts, to correct the record, in fact, to push back and promote horrible anti-Jewish stereotypes, it's inexcusable. This is the right step. But going forward, there's no silver bullet to anti-Semitism or fighting hate. We need a whole of society strategy. So let's just hope this augurs a broader conversation about the role of anti-hate education, the role of genocide education in classrooms, the need for businesses to actually live up to the values they promote on their websites, and the need for civil society, again, like the Holocaust Museum or the ADL, to serve as interlocutors to hopefully bring people together at a time when I think we need it more than ever.
Jonathan Greenblatt, thank you for coming on with us today to talk about this. It's incredibly important, and we're always grateful for your time. Thank you.
Vlad, thank you so much.
So my thoughts is, I'm glad he's not a billionaire no more. He's a millionaire now. Still a millionaire now. He was a billionaire, being tied to the Adidas company, but now Adidas cut ties with him, and he's no longer with Adidas. So hope more sponsors drop him from their company, because people don't. I don't really like the things he say. For real, but he said whatever on his mind. So that's just him. I don't agree with what he says. He was so promising when he first started out in the industry. And that first album he did, but I just I'll say everybody would think of him was he's an Uncle Tom. Yeah, he is Uncle Tom. Kanye West is Uncle Tom. He's a love the white man. Love his Donald Trump and screw Kanye West. Hope he get dropped for more sponsors and everything. Now to top 5 comedy acts. I'll go with top 5 comedy acts. Number 5, I would go with number 5, James Ellsworth. Number 4, I guess you could say he's a comedy act, was the Boogeyman. I'll go with the Boogeyman. No, I'll go with Us. Number 4 is Go With Us. Number 3, Danhausen. I'll go with Danhausen. Number 2, Johnny Swinger. And number 1, R-Truth. Those are my top 5 comedy acts in wrestling. Top 5 managers. I'll go with top number 5, Paul Heyman. Not Paul Heyman, but Paul Bearer. Number 4, Truth Martini. I like the Truth Martini. Number 3, Stokey Hathaway. Number 2, MVP. And number 1, Paul Heyman. I'll go with Paul Heyman as number 1. Question is, wait, y'all gonna say, where's Paul Heyman? Did I say Paul Heyman? There's I said Paul Bearer. There's Brian Heenan. Brian Heenan is way before my time, but he is a great manager. He's out of mission. Cause I need to start watching old school wrestling. I heard old school wrestling is better than today's wrestling. So I need to devote my time more to old school wrestling. I might take a break from watching AEW probably or Impact and just watch old school wrestling. I might do that. But, maybe I'll do that during my downtime. Watch some old school wrestling like ECW, WCW. Those are all the things all the topics that I thought of. This might be a short episode, but maybe I could do a reaction to NXT. I don't know. I don't watch NXT. I don't even like NXT, so that's why I don't want to react to it. But guess I'll react to NXT, and we turn on the TV and react to NXT. Oh, then I can't react to NXT. I got this on Facebook, so maybe I could take. I don't know. Well, that's my video. I guess yeah, I can't react to NXT because Facebook will block it. So that's all my thoughts. I'm probably gonna start doing it just on for YouTube. That way I don't have to get my videos blocked from Facebook because Facebook, you know, I'll probably start just doing these episodes for YouTube. That way my videos don't get blocked. It would get like a copyright strike because the sound, but you know, Facebook will block your video and everything if you have a sound of certain things. So anyway, that's my video. Peace out, everyone. I'm out. Buzzword episode 9. Peace.